And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there, cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A push from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club. Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Martin Sports 150 here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway BTDY Racing Series, Race 1 for the BTDY Chase for the Cup. And it all kicks off here in the Peach State, here out in Atlanta, Georgia, and out in Hampton, Georgia, here for tonight's race, 100 laps, 150 miles. I'm Alec Martinez, and joining me tonight is Bradley Cooper. Bradley, we have a heck of a show. The championship's on the line, and man, oh man, what a place to kick it off at.
It really is. I know that you could put the dynamics of a super speedway on this racetrack here tonight, but the way that these guys are going to approach the very first race of the chase, it's a dice roll. I think that when we reset the stats and put everyone on an even playing field and then do it again on top of that with the racing surface that we're going to be at tonight, I think that's just going to make even better for the action that we're about to witness.
Absolutely. Let's get a quick look as the chase for the BTDY Cup stand starts tonight. Jeff Wright, the regular season champion, has 3 wins to his name with 2,019 points. Will be your points leader going into the night. Yusuf Ghali, second. Adam Capman, third. AJ Stravato, Ben Baffert, Bailey Turner, Eric Hutton, all the way from 3rd to 7th. Are going to be 16 points behind, and then 19 points behind going from Joshua Banks, Angelo Ronas, Noah Mikulski, Ryan Shelton, the rookie, the only lone rookie in the chase, and Dallas Sullivan going to be rolling off 19 points behind Jeff Wright. Here is now cars beginning to fire up, drivers in the cars, and we'll take a look at the starting grid here tonight for 100 laps and 150 miles of the Martin Sports 150. Rolling off on the pole and a bonus point to his name, the Magic Man himself, Adam Cabot, will be rolling off first with the returning face coming in, only running super speedways and most other. Dane Cruz going to roll off second. Row number 2 has Jeff Wright, the reigning defending champion and the regular season champion, and might I point out points leader, rolling off third with Yusuf Ghali starting 4th. In 5th is going to be Nick Starling. 6th, chase driver Noah Mikulski. 7th, chase driver Bailey Turner. Ryan Gemmel rolls off 8th. And then row number 5 in 9th and 10th, AJ Stravato, Ben Baffert, 2 chase drivers.
11th spot belongs to Ryan Shelton, another chase driver with Dallas Sullivan, barely making that cut. He stayed out there on the racetrack and salvaged the day. He's going to start in 12th. 13th will be Seth Hatchell with Angela Horonis in 14th. 15th will be Chris Samard, Caleb Weekly in 16th spot. Jeremiah Vincent in 17th. Joshua Banks in 18th. And rounding out that top 20, you've got the 32 of Ray Massey and the 81 of Cody Atkins.
21st, Alan Dice. 22nd, Dennis Faircloth. Chase driver Eric Hutton, going to be starting the worst of them all in 23rd. Eric Gallion, 24th, and Max Kost rolls out the field here in 25th as the pace car in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Bradley, who's the pick for tonight?
Man, I tell you, it's going to be tough to decide that. My pick for tonight, it's a toss-up. I'm going to go with the number 24 of Bailey Turner because he's really one of those guys that is able to survive every week.
I like it. I like the Italian stallion, AJ Stravato. The pace truck pulls off. 25 cars going to take the green flag. We're underway, and the chase for the BTDY Cup begins at Atlanta. 4, Dark Horse, Mustang, and a lead him across the field, the line. Dane Cruz with the lead. Here comes Yusuf Ghali shooting down to the inside. Drafting help from his teammate Adam Cabot. 2 Dark Horses up at the front, battling early. And then how about Noah Mikulski? Nick Starling going to drop all the way down below the double red line, dropping to the back of this pack, and going to have to get up in line here. 2 wide double file all the way to the back of the pack. And now Yusuf Ghali, Dane Cruz side by side. And how about Noah Mikulski? One of those guys has been getting hot and peaking at the right time here. Going to give a shove to the 67 of Cruz.
You see there on the inside line a little bit of an edge as Yusuf Ghali gets that push by Cabot. It's very similar to Talladega, where you're going to run that bottom. You're going to see guys kind of just sandbag it, for lack of a better term, and then really push the issue with 20 to go. I think the traffic here right now, 2 wide's pretty safe.
Oh, yeah. It's safe to go 2 wide. There's a big push there stacking up on the bottom lane from Ghali to Cabot. But 2 wide's pretty safe, as you can see. It's a lot of lanes, a lot of lines to use. But then 3 wide's pushing it, and 4 wide normally won't work here. We saw it in Atlanta earlier this year in the fall race, or I should say the second race in summer. Under the lights, there was a lot of 3-4 wide racing. Probably the best super speeder races I've ever seen. Obviously missed the old surface, but man, the way that this car works, the way that the draft is, it's massive. But you got to be so careful pushing, and the 2 things that I heard drivers talking about earlier here tonight was, if you're in a Chevy, you got to be really, really careful. We see the Chevy Camaro, that extra pointed nose on the front. If you give the wrong push, especially either in the dog leg or in the corners, might send the car in front of you around. And then we talk about the best cars that you want to be in. Probably the Fords. The Fords usually with that flat nose can give you such a nice shove, whether you're in the corners or down the straightaway. And then the Toyotas are kind of in the middle. They can give you a nice shove, and you don't want to push too hard in the corners, but they're probably the middle road of pushers. And I don't see many Toyotas here tonight. I see one with Dennis Faircloth, and I believe that's about it. There's only one Toyota Camry in here, so not a whole lot.
Yeah, and accidentally hitting the chase camera. Working with some new cameras here tonight. Special ones presented just through VSPEED. So we've got all the fancy angles that we can get here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I'm liking it so far. It looks pretty good.
It does. Loving the cameras here. The top 2, Cruz and Ghali, leading the field here so far. And right now, I know it's 100 laps. That's not a lot of time here at Atlanta, especially with everybody being packed up. If you're in the back, Cody Atkins, even, from 15th all the way back, kind of just riding around single file, but it's kind of gotten straggled out a little bit. I don't know if there was a checkup or something, but it seems like the field kind of got really, really strung out really, really quick.
Yeah, looking back here, see if we can get a better angle of it.
Oh, yeah, Dennis Faircloth had got into the back of Ryan Shelton, and it almost triggered a massive wreck. Faircloth and Shelton did a phenomenal job saving it, but unfortunately it costed them the draft and many other cars the draft.
Yeah, you see Ray Massey back here in 19th. They are about 4 seconds off, 2 seconds off from the pack in front of them, trying to draft back up there. You got Cost in there as well.
Helped Max Cost and Starling. They had kind of straggled all the way to the back and lost the draft, and now they got people to work with. But Shelton, the rookie, the chase driver, might I point out, is now 23rd, the last car on the lead lap, sitting about 10 seconds or 7 seconds back. Him and Faircloth are now way behind, and they're going to need a caution to get caught up here. As the second pack now, which is for Angelo Ronis, another chase driver, has lost the lead draft. He's 3 seconds behind, and now has to catch up. And Alan Dice, a couple stragglers. Then you got Vincent, Massey, Cost, and Starling now. So a lot of guys, and Ronis is going to get past him. He's going to have to find a way to get in line quick.
He's going to drop down. I think he's going to have it here. Let's see what he does. Looking at the back of Nick Starling, I think he's going to draft back up to him.
It's going to be close, although Starling's kind of tucked up behind Cost, and might hurt him a little bit here. I think he's fine. No, he's back in it, so he's good. At the front, though, still double file. Oh, big block from Adam Cabot at the front. Wow, he gets shuffled up, almost up into the outside wall. And now we're going to see a freight train here from everybody as Cabot, no drafting help. And all the way on that third lane, nobody to go up with him. And 3 wide, it's going to be tight here in the middle of these corners. And then on the outside, Jeff Wright getting up here and battling with Yusuf Ghali for the lead, although two teammates here on the top lane, and now 3 wide again. Gemmel now might get shuffled through into the middle here, although it depends where Dallas Sullivan and Caleb Weekly want to go, although Cabot's still just stuck out on the outside here. They got to get double file quick if these top 5 get single filed out.
And Cabot went from the top spot all the way back to the 8th position. He's running 3 wide with Gemmel. And there's the Italian Stallion on the bottom, the 33 of AJ Stravato. Third in points, if I believe.
Yeah, he's third in points. I'm not sure if they're going to want to, not really sure what the yellow line or that red line rule down there is, but looks like everybody's still trying to get situated, although now Gemmel going to be in the worst spot here, although now Baffer comes and picks him up with the draft, and they'll get double filed back out again. But curious to see what the rule is on the double under that red line. Can't really go under it to pass somebody. And I see some guys maybe cutting it a little bit, but I think you have to be full 4 tires underneath it to really, get heads turning there. As look at the outside starting to surge ahead. Noah Mikulski had a big run, and he's taking it all the way up to 3rd, but he'll have help from Adam Cabot. Although Cruz looking to get up and thought about it, now it's too late as Mikulski to the right rear, and Ghali still controlling this pack.
So Cabot somehow salvages the run, gets back up here into the top 5, getting a big run out of turn 4. He's all over the back bumper of the 0-3. And how about Noah Mikulski doing what he did there last week? I know he ran out of fuel and had to come down pit road, but he led the last 20 laps of that race. And we gotta go back and talk about how much he's improved compared to last season.
He has, yeah. And last year was a big improvement, and then this year he's really had an even bigger improvement here. Cabot gonna get underneath him, force him 3 wide. Where does Dallas Sullivan go? He's gonna go with Cabot, and right now this is gonna move that 0-3 down to the back as looks like Jeff Wright gonna give a nice shove to Dane Cruz on the 67 white car all the way to the bottom. He'll go, and Cruz goes to the lead. Say he's cruising ahead now as Mikulski finds in line that dark horse in the lead. Here comes Ghali pulling back the 48 of Wright. Here the loss of RPMs there as a big shot to the 67 from the 54. Cabot, man, gotta be so careful. These cars are starting to dance around a little bit. And look at that big shove there. Ghali gets unsettled, and now he'll go down to the bottom. It's a nice shove from Wright. And boy, this racing is intense already, and it's only gonna get more and more intense as this race goes on. And I'm noticing tires are going to wear out here. It's a mile and a half. These tight radiuses into the corner are going to wear out the right front and the right rear a lot more than the left side. And even the left sides are a softer compound. They'll wear out too. Tire wear is going to be a big thing as we get later into this run, 40, 50 laps, where you can split this race halfway. And I might point out this might be one of our quicker races of the season. There goes Cabot shooting up to the outside of Cruz. And Cabot up to the outside, trying to side draft the 67 down on the inside. And that 67 car, all white, plain white Ford the Dark Horse Ford Mustang. But Mikulski in that 03 up on the outside pushing Cabot. And might want to point out all the cars with red banners, red spoilers are the chase drivers. And right now, all but 3 guys in the top 10 are chase drivers. Cruz, Weekly, and Hatchell, the only 3 non-chasers. As Banks has also worked his way almost inside the top 10, started in 18th, and Joshua Banks becoming more of a factor here. He's starting to creep up here in this pack, and I'll tell you, Alan Dice, Jeremiah Vincent, Ray Massey, that little pack's starting to close up a little bit.
Yeah, you see the 7 of Weekly on the outside, working with Dallas Sullivan and Joshua Banks on that outer row. The 7 car had a rough start to the season, but here in Atlanta, looking true, and that outside line falls apart a little bit. They lose some ground to Cruz and Ghali. I'll tell you what, Cruz, he's put himself in a situation every time where he's leading this thing so far.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, though, and we haven't really mentioned Dane Cruz's names too much this year. He's shown up for about 2 or 3 races, I think. But I remember he made it into the chase in his rookie season. Was really good. Could have won a few races in the next gen that year, and fell short just a little bit. And now coming back, whoa! Look at that! Contact from Ghali, gonna get shuffled by his teammate Adam Cabot, and Ghali going into the sucker hole in the middle. And look at him getting trained on both sides, although he'll get picked up here in the middle of 1 and 2 from Weekly. Sullivan drifts high, and now he'll have no drafting help, and now Golly going to get help from the 7 of Weekly. As Cruz and Cabot side-racking each other very aggressively for the lead. Wright going to give Dane Cruz a shove into turn 1, and it looks like Sullivan going to go to the back of this pack, and now really starting to move around here. And I'm noticing even with all this racing, Dice and Vincent and all them are starting to catch these guys relatively quick.
Yeah, not as much turbulence back here with Dice and those boys catching up. We got Jeremiah Vincent in 17th just behind him.
Oh, Mikulski getting put 3 wide in the front. Look at this. Yusuf
Contact.
Collins aggressively going up to the pack, and now Cruz, a big shove from Jeff Wright, and Mikulski and Golly really going to start falling back here. Is Golly still in the middle, and now he'll get shuffled out because here comes Weekly to give help to Mikulski, the 2 teammates. Banks trying to also find a way through, and AJ Stravato now on the inside lane in the top 5. Single file, now top 6 single file, and Mikulski and Golly starting to get more shuffled out. And that single file pack back there is loving what they're seeing as some of the momentum starting to break up a little bit.
Yeah, now to the outside, they're shuffling out Cruz. Yeah, he got completely left out as they enter turn 1. Cabot and Wright.
Oh, man, look at the momentum loss. And look at this. Big shove from AJ Stravato to the back of the 67. Look at Jeff Wright going up to the outside of Adam Cabot there. Going to have to side wrap him in the middle of the corner. He will. Look at him pull him back up in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Right now shoots up, and here comes Yusuf Golly to the outside of Bailey Turner. Contact made again. Golly with a massive run to the outside. There's contact with Wright. Golly up into the outside wall.
They almost biffed it into turn 1. Golly with a big run, but hits that outside wall. Now going to fall back. That breaks up momentum from the 48 as well. So now the top 3 pull out.
Yeah, Cruz going to get away now. Wright and Turner going to get away. Yusuf Golly starting to drop back a little bit. 3 wide with Mikulski and Banks, and even Stravato now getting in this mix. Weekly has cracked up inside the top 6. And Weekly looking to make some aggressive moves. Here comes Wright shuffling out to the inside. That's Hatchell going to leave him all by himself. Cruz going to shove Hatchell. Hatchell, nice run down the backstretch. He'll give a shove to Cabot. Cruz looking down to the inside. No, not going to do it. And now drafting help from his teammate, Jeff Wright, gets Turner behind him.
Tell you, Turner he's sneaky.
Golly, up to the middle.
He's going to do another run and a little block there for the 48. Pinching the draft off.
Is aggressive, making aggressive moves here so early into this race. Down to the inside he'll go. Cruz going to let him get down there. Cruz looking into the middle and tuck back in line. That 54 is making aggressive moves early, and I think everybody's starting to notice. Maybe we'll just let him go up there and lead, because that's what it seems like he wants to be. As Banks now up into the picture, his car is starting to wash up the racetrack a little bit.
I think we're going to see Cabot drop down. I think we're going to see a block here in the 1.
I think it's too early to make that aggressive of a block. Later in the race, absolutely. Right now, it's just too early. As, oh man, Hatchell loses the nose in the wake of the 17. Cruz going to have to back out here. Stacks up that outside lane. And now Alan Dice has caught these guys. So now we're back up to about a 20-car pack. Dice, Vincent, Massey, Cost, Starling, and Ronis have all caught these guys.
Oh, in the outside wall.
And into the wall. As soon as he got into the dirty air of the cars into the corner, that car shot straight.
Yeah, I think the draft having all that speed pulled him right up there, but he got into the dirty air and unfortunately falls back. He's still got the draft, though. He's not completely out of the picture.
And Golly to the lead, takes it away from Cabot. Jeff Wright now up to second. Golly gonna cut off that 48's air, and the 48 have to come out of the gas a little bit. And you want to, whoever can stay in the gas longer is gonna be the guy you're gonna want to be following. As here they come down the front stretch. Golly gonna lead lap 30, 70 to go. The outside starting to get a little bit of momentum as Wright gonna give a nice shot to the 54 of Golly into turn 1. Banks up to the middle making moves.
So much going on here all at one time, and that's, again, back to what we see at Talladega. But these runs that these guys are carrying with the next-gen car, it's phenomenal to see them do what they did. Golly up through the middle several times.
These cars make they make a massive draft. It's only if you're in the draft of the right behind somebody, even with the diffuser, the draft is still massive. And the runs are massive here, although you do need help to make some of those moves. Stravato, late move, gonna take the lane away from the 17. And here comes Wright shooting down for the lead. He's got drafting help from Bailey Turner. And Wright going to take the lead here, the top 2 in points, 1-2. But here comes Turner and Stravato. The SBR guys going to get up to the front. And might I point out about these three, or this team, SBR Sandboys Racing, they have not lost a super speedway race this year. They have swept them all. And if they can win here tonight, they will sweep the season of super speedway drafting style races. But here comes Turner, gonna give a nice shove to Jeff Wright, and down the backstretch they'll go. Now the 3 cars on the inside lane, the 48, 24, 33 are teammates. The outside 54, 17 teammates with the 67, also an alliance, an affiliate car of those guys in the SGR or something like that. Racing, and they're all over there.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And here comes Banks, independent team there on the outside. But man, I'll tell you what, Banks has been working his way up through the field, and he has got there, and he is moving ahead. Although that top lane is really starting to get some momentum here from Cabot and Golly. Although Cabot getting some clean air, Golly using the way high here now. Banks looking to shove it up through the middle. Now he'll shove Cabot and give Golly a nice shove down to the lead into turn number 1. And now Golly not clear yet. Wright will come back down on the inside, but noticing mostly double file racing. Although Turner lost the nose there, and unfortunately that's going to hurt Wright all the way down this backstretch because he won't have enough help.
Hey, Turner's kind of, I think, maybe having heat problems here. He hasn't been pushing.
I think it's also maybe tire issue as well, with tires starting
Dirty
to wear
air,
and
yeah.
being in the dirty air. Yeah,
We got the dynamic
hurt.
track as well in Atlanta, and we haven't witnessed that until this week, where the track might be rubbering in down on the bottom. We saw it with Dice, where he got that dirty air and just shot him up the track.
Ooh, man, Banks did a great side draft, although I don't know if Bailey Turner's going to be too happy with you, happy with him, although he may have brushed him there, but pulled him back. And look at how much it stalled that inside lane out. But here comes Cabot, going to shoot down to the inside of Yusuf Golly. Now he'll go get left out by Banks. Banks gets behind Golly. Cabot gets a big shove from Jeff Wright, and now Banks going to be pushing Golly. Golly keeps the lead into turn number 1, and it makes you wonder, another possibility, another wrench into the plans is fuel. Maybe about 50 laps at the most, maybe 51, 52 if you're lucky. So this might be close coming in on fuel here, and green flag pit stops the last time they happened here, well, they didn't go so well. So it could get this field really, really spread out really, really quick.
So I don't even know if we should bring this graphic up. We're going to do it and see the 10 lead changes.
Well, no,
we're going to see about 100 more of those.
Yes, we are. I'm sure we will. As Banks slid up the racetrack quite a lot there, and now the inside lane going to surge ahead with Cabot getting a big shove there from the 48 of Jeff Wright. And on the inside lane comes Bailey Turner, and now the outside lane going to get a nice run down the front stretch. A big push from Yusuf Golly from Joshua Banks to Yusuf Golly, and then the energy gets dissipated in the 17 car as well, and shoves him back up ahead. And now the field's starting to get a little more calm, but I'm sure things will start ramping up very quick.
And you're going to see drivers in tandem, kind of similar to a super speedway, where they're going to come down pit road together. And then we've already Cabot in the wall, and the 54 is around.
Golly gets turned in front of Cruz in the second place. Driver in the championship goes around, and the first caution of the night comes out as soon as we brought up that graphic. And Golly goes around, not too much damage, but Cruz, I think, got the worst end of that, and the first caution of the evening comes out, and what should have been a wreck way bigger than what it was.
Cabot goes up into the wall with that shove,
then, yeah, right in front of Banks, and then Cruz took a nice shot to the right front. I think that one might be bench suspension, possibly. Golly probably going to be fine, but and now everybody kind of come in here is on board with Banks. He went up into the wall, and then right there comes Golly around. Interesting is Dane Cruz, heavy damage to the right front, should be fine. But man, what stellar racing we saw there is lap 40. Gonna still have to make a pit stop as well, although everybody's probably going to want to wait till the last second there, although the racing has been pretty intense. As Jeff Wright, great pit stop. He'll get out first, then Cabot, second, third, Servato, fourth, Turner, and fifth, Seth Hatchell. The rest of the field will start coming out in pit lane, although after our first caution of the night on lap 39, Jeff Wright wins the race off of pit road. And while we're doing that, while they catch up to the pace car, we'll take a quick commercial break to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll come back for the restart in the Martin Sports 150.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
All right, back live here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Restart just underway here. Adam Cabot on the outside, and then Bailey Turner on the inside. Help from Jeff Wright into turn one as oh. Cabot throws a nice block into turn number 3, and Cabot keeps the lead here. 44 laps into the Martin Sports 150. And we'll get a quick race recap of what's happened just coming from the restart. After the caution with Yusuf Ghali and Dane Cruz. One caution and 13 lead changes and a 14th. Going to maybe be a possibility here at the end of the night. Dane Cruz, who was also involved in that incident, has pulled it behind the wall. And now the top two battling side by side with the rest of the pack right behind them. That caution was a big help to Ryan Shelton and Dennis Faircloth, who had lost the draft early in the race. And now kind of getting back into this thing as Cabot up takes the lead, and now Jeff Wright going to be pushing Bailey Turner, and Joshua Banks kind of all by himself with no help.
So we're watching Cabot. He's been consistent. We saw the 35 of Banks get involved a little bit there. The 54 of Yusuf Ghali, pretty minimal damage. I think he's okay sitting back there in the 12th position.
Yeah, he's fine.
I think suspension-wise, everybody's clean, and we're going to see more of the same.
Other than Dane Cruz, I think, was the only one that that got the short end of the stick. Took a pretty
he's
decent shot.
out for the night as well.
Yeah, he took a pretty decent shot to the right front, and I think that might have bent the toe link in that car, and unfortunately going to cost them their car and cost them himself the evening, unfortunately, as he'll have to represent a 23rd place finish here, as though 22 cars on the racetrack, and they're all in this pack as the front. All teammates, the top 4 all teammates, and still one pit stop to go. The question is, when are they going to pit?
Well, we had our yellow flag pit stops, and these guys are probably going to be on a weird strategy where they're going to have to pit somewhere with around 20 to go, I think.
Around there, the pit stops, man, they're so treacherous here that you got to be careful. The Banks got to cut in line here, and now we got a single file line until right there, as Banks now shoots up to the outside, because here comes Alan Dice, Dallas Sullivan, and Cody Atkins, the 3 teammates, going to go up to the outside. Going to try to help Banks here on board with them. And how about the 2 VSPEED cars? You got Seth Hatch, Brian Gibb also in there. Unfortunately, their teammate, I believe Chris Samard, out of the race with some sort of mechanical issue or something, took the green flag. But then, unfortunately, I think he pulled in behind the wall, and that was it.
So the one driver that's not a teammate here on the outside, you got Banks trying to inch his way closer to the front. You got the 5 who's not a teammate of the 35. Then you have Dallas Sullivan, a chase driver that's also on the same page as these guys. It really is a team battle up here with the inside row.
Yeah, it would be really hard, especially at the end of this race. Banks is going to be at a very severe disadvantage when it comes to it, because no teammates, really nobody going to be willing to work with him. And I think that might be an issue come the end of this race. Although, look at that, Bailey Turner, the closing rate, massive here, as Bailey Turner, Adam Captain still 1-2, but Banks surging ahead on that outside, side by side with Wright for 3rd. Can he get a push from Dice to get up to 2nd?
He needs a push, and you know, he's inched ahead every lap. He's picking up another one here with side draft. He's doing it pretty much all by himself, because Dice has not got to that bumper a single time as they go down the backstretch.
Big shove to Bailey Turner, and like you said, Banks just needs that. He needs Dice to be on his bumper, not directly on his bumper, but at least closer than what he is. Give him that beach ball push down the front stretch or even down the back stretch. Right now, he just doesn't have it. He needs Dice to get closer.
So side draft is being effective enough here for the 35. He's going to get even closer.
Oh.
Jeff Wright hits the apron a little bit there, and now pinch from the 35 of Banks. Some more side drafting action. Just can't quite get it. Yeah, I mean, you do what you got to do. If you see all these guys up here, teammates.
Getting up to Bailey, they're really going to side draft him. Like I said, he just doesn't have help. If he has help, he's doing it by himself. The lead. He is really doing it himself. He doesn't have help. He needs help, and Dice is just not giving it to him right now.
A little air off the spoiler is helping, though, with the Matco 35, so there is that. And Dice sitting back here patiently. I'd have to say that what the 35 is probably doing right now is he's sizing up. Can I actually go up here by myself?
You can, but I mean, it doesn't help. And like you said, he's got 4 teammates on the inside lane that are not going to be working with him. Right here, this might be his best shot, because now he's got Dice closer than he has the last few laps, and should be able to help. If Dice could give him a shove down the backstretch, he would be really good. And Adam Cap's loving this, because he's got these 2 guys behind him stalling each other out about 5-6 rows deep. And here you go. Now Dice going to get to the back bumper of Banks, and should be able to at least propel him to 2nd. If not, maybe get him to the lead here down the front stretch, although I just don't think he's close enough.
Some more side draft of Bailey Turner. They come across for the quad oval, and Adam Cabot leads another time by. I think Banks lost the momentum there. I don't think he got the good side draft at 3 and 4 that he wanted.
Yeah, he's doing everything he needs to do, and right now, Jeff Wright, points leader, doing a great job. We talked about him last week, or 2 weeks ago when he won the the champion or regular season championship, he said he's never won in the next gen car, and tonight it's looking like a possibility that could be the night. But
next week, contact
right there, it almost ended right there. But next week it's going to be fun to see. Or 2 weeks from now is obviously the holidays are upon us. Christmas next week, and I believe the Christmas and New Year's break is, or well, not really on New Year's because we're racing on the 2nd, but. Christmas break, of course, and then on the 2nd of January to kick off 2024, Darlington in the next gen as well. So that's going to be interesting. There's more next gen races than there are Gen 4 races, and Darlington, boy, oh boy, we're going to be able to see that dynamic.
I'm watching
track.
this develop here. A breakaway.
Bailey's not going to be happy if he gets turned by the 35. Although Banks doing a great job splitting up his teammates.
Oh,
but Cab's
a block. But he's going to get a push, and now the 35 probably going to leave him out to dry here.
Oh, big
Get
push
a wiggle.
there. Oh, almost spun the 17 out, and now here comes Dice with a big run from Dallas, Sullivan, and Atkins.
So Dice up there on the outside. I don't know what the 35 dropping down. That hurt him. He just lost all that ground.
It did, and now it gave the other 3 teammates, not the normal teammates we're talking about, now it gives the 3 teammates, Dice, Sullivan, and Atkins a chance to close up. And imagine if Dallas Sullivan was the first driver to win in the chase and be the first chase driver to get a win. Oh man, what a story that would be. And I'll tell you what, though, Banks, Turner, Wright, and Stravada, they've fallen back all the way to almost outside the top 10.
How about Noah Mikowski up here in 5th now? He's kind of the asterisk, the outcast, if you will. Now dives to the bottom, has the 35 of Banks. That could be a partner that Banks could look forward to using, but he's going to go up with Dallas Sullivan. Yeah, I thought maybe the 35 would go with him.
Yeah, and the top 4 running chase drivers are Sullivan, Mikulski, Banks.
You got Cabot, right?
And Cabot, top 5 are Cabot, Sullivan, Mikulski, then Ryan Shelton. So. How about that?
Yeah, it just completely flipped on its head.
Oh, Faircloth had a big moment. How about Faircloth?
He's still having moments.
A big moment. Help from Banks, and he's up into the outside wall. And look at
now they're 4 wide
Turner.
into 3.
Wow. And Starling doing the wise thing and backing out there. That would have been a tight squeeze going to turn 3. They all make it. They're all good now. But man, that almost was another massive wreck at the front of the pack. And how about Jeremiah Vincent up into the top 10? Bunch of different faces up at the front. How about Alan Dice now taking the lead away from Dallas Sullivan? Although Cabot going to get a nice shove from Banks in the 35.
And I don't think what Dallas Sullivan did there to the 5 was good enough. I think the 17's going to be able to get the 35 around.
That outside lane seems to be better for carrying momentum, and it does look like it's going to be able to do it here down the front stretch as Cabot getting a nice shove. Here goes Banks up to the outside.
He peeked out.
Back in line. Ooh, man, that was almost an incident going into turn 1, although Cabot going to pin the 5 and 46 down there in the outside lane with Cabot and Banks to surge ahead is help from Jeremiah Vincent, that 3rd black and yellow car in line. He's getting help as Cabot now clears Dice into 1. It sure is, and if a caution comes out, everybody's going to breathe a sigh of relief in a way because they won't have to do green flag pit stops. But
it's brewing.
There might be an incident.
I can see it lap after lap. They're getting closer and closer like it's white flag. Oh, man. I tell you what, though, the 35, he's probably not going to work with Cabot much longer and try to lead a lap here.
And here comes a big push here. Oh, no, look at this. Jeremiah Vincent to the inside. Here comes Dennis Faircloth.
And Faircloth back. He revived that run.
He did, and how about Jeremiah Vincent going for the lead? One of the non-chasers in the field. Not going to lead the lap, but going to start another lap. Faircloth went with them. Starling now up to the 3rd on the outside lane in that 94 Kia Martin Sports Ford Mustang. And Cabot and Banks, the 2 chasers, still holding the line. I guarantee you, everybody that single file is saving fuel, though.
Yeah.
And one of the recent things that I pointed out is green flag pit stops. The field usually gets pretty broken up, and it's usually the same 8 cars battling for the win. And I think that might be a possibility here tonight, unless a caution comes out. Although the field now getting a little more strung out. Max Koss still in the pack with the last car on the racetrack in 22nd.
So we've kept 22 cars in the draft. They all pull back up after that first caution, and we've done a pretty phenomenal job since lap 29.
39.
39.
Yes, yes.
And so we're approaching that window.
Oh, well, we almost didn't stop doing that because Jeremiah Vincent almost went around.
Let's take it back on the replay here and see what happened to the 3.
Yeah, getting help from Dennis Faircloth there in the 80. Gets light and then gets a nice little push into the back end and almost spins him around. But tell you what, everybody, all that momentum has shifted to the outside line, although the bottom starting to surge back ahead. Mikulski going to try to jump down there, see what he can get started. But it seems like as this race has gone on, the outside line is getting more dominant. And we talked about that dynamic track. Is that playing a factor in this race? Because I'm not sure if it is or isn't. But tell you what, though, this track's starting to more revolve around getting guys up to the outside.
Yeah, and I think most of it is probably the guys that are in the outside line. Who do you have pushing the
on the bottom, most of the guys too. They turn
maybe a
around
chance
back,
for the lead here.
Maybe, I don't know though. That outside lane, it just carries so much more momentum down the front stretch and the back stretch. Although in the corners, inside lane's able to pull up, but if Mikulski can get the cabin, which right here you'll see Banks go down there, side draft him, slow him down, and then push cabin ahead. What Mikulski needs to do is he needs to get up as close as he can without dooring the guys on the outside lane on the straightaways and just side draft them, pull even, and then pull down in the corners, get away from that side draft and an inch ahead.
Well, he's going to get up here to the back bumper of Adam
Cabot.
Cabot.
To the outside. There you go. Yeah, now he can set up a run here if he really wants to, although he's going to get some help. Oh, wow, big block of Cabot, not going to work. Here comes Vincent to the inside.
And how about Faircloth? After hitting the outside wall, he resurged back up here to the top 5 within a couple laps. He doesn't have a lot of help down there.
No, he doesn't. And now the outside lane going to surge back ahead as Cabot still leading. And I think, honestly, I'm curious to see what he has. Started on the pole, and it seems like he's been the dominant car of the day, with at least being the car up at the front most of this race. Is now Mikulski looking to the inside. Got to keep behind him. I'm curious how many laps Adam Cabot has led, because pole, not only get a bonus point for pole, but you also get a bonus point for most laps led, and he's got 34 led. And I think
that's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, might lock up another bonus point for the Magic Man. Look at this.
Oh,
Mikulski
wow.
to the inside. Oh, Banks left him.
He got a big push there. I don't think that was voluntary for the 03.
No, the Banks left him there, and I think Mikulski might keep that in the memory bank for later in this race, knowing as though Mikulski's only going to lose like one spot, but maybe another one, because here comes Starling to the outside, surging ahead. Vincent trying to get back up to the outside, gonna squeeze the 5 of dice almost up into the outside wall. And everybody keeps it going once again, and up at the front, it's still Cabot, then Banks and Starling, Mikulski, Vincent, top 5. Dice, Faircloth, Sullivan, Atkins, and Turner, top 10. And man, this has been quite an entertaining race. I know it's not the old Atlanta of old with the old surface, but a new, vibrant kind, I must say. And oh, look at this, Jeremiah Vincent splitting the 03 of Noah Mikulski, who almost gets into the side of Alan Dice. Here comes Faircloth to the inside lane. He'll get by, and Mikulski losing spots quick.
So more 3 wide. We've seen 4 wide briefly here. I don't think we want to try that too much. 27 to go.
Yeah, we are inside 30 laps to go, and this racing is only going to get more and more aggressive. Faircloth shoots down to the inside, gets by Vincent. Could have cleared up, doesn't. And now he'll get trained on the outside by Vincent. Everybody behind them still going to try to save. If we were to go green all the way, it would in fact be a 60-lap run in the front. Still single file for the top 5. Faircloth, the first car on the inside lane, trying to make a move. Starling help from Jeremiah Vincent in the 3 car, trying to make his way up there. Although up here at the front, Cabot and Banks kind of showing the way as Faircloth going to get in line up in 5th.
These guys move up the racetrack. You're going to see a big run here with a 94. He sucks up to the 35.
Oh. Big check up there, and Faircloth got into the back end of just Jeremiah Vincent. Almost turned him around, but now Faircloth going to have to go to the inside with help from Mikulski, but that outside lane has more momentum.
Oh, no, more contact as they go into 1. Vincent kind of turbulent here. He doesn't know where he wants to go.
Yeah, they got to find a way to split up the... I don't think Starling's willing to do it. Here comes Vincent, though. He's willing to split these guys up if he can. I think you need to split up the 35 and the 17 here. Although Vincent going to get to the 35. He's going to need help, though. Oh, he slides up. Almost gets into the side of Banks, but now we got a little bit more of an inside lane because here comes Cabot to give it a little bit of draft, and that should help. Although Banks going to get up to the outside. Cabot indecisive of where he wants to go.
Yeah.
That allows Vincent to get underneath.
He moves up. He doesn't have the run right now, but I think he will into 3.
He needs to get up and side draft, and he's trying to do that, although the outside lane momentum is insane. But he needs to side draft these guys in the entry of the corner if he can, although Vincent going to get the second, but man, Banks doing a great job side drafting.
So Cabot gets another one led. I'm pretty sure Cabot's got it locked up for most.
Yeah, Vincent needs to get run a little bit higher on the straightaway. Oh my goodness, look at that! What a move from the 3 up to the outside, looking like Dale Earnhardt. Here he comes to the outside. He'll get by Cabot possibly, although he'll have drafting help from Banks, and move the black number 3, black and yellow number 3 of Jeremiah Vincent to the lead, but Cabot trying to fight back. Oh, he gets help there for the 35, almost gets spun.
He's going to lead this time by.
And he will, but now he's going to have to block both lanes.
But I like what Banks is doing here. He's trying to find a pick.
He's a side draft here. He's going to give a nice shove to Vincent here, although he won't be able to get it because it's still kind of stalled out side by side. The question is, when are these guys going to pit? We're coming close to pit stops unless of a caution coming out, which it's possible with the way these guys are racing up here. Vincent's going to have to, ooh, look at that contact between the 35 and 17. Vincent still leading the outside lane with Banks on his bumper in second, in line and second in the race. But now, with your Vincent, you're going to have to control both lanes here, and he's trying to do that. You'll see him right there, goes down to the bottom, takes that line away from Cabot, now goes back up to the top, trying to control both lanes, kind of controlling the momentum of what happens here, and he'll go back down to the bottom because he sees that the 17's closing up.
Oh, he's not there.
He'll get the bumper. He needed to be more aggressive with the block. He needed to full get down there. He left the 17 a lane to get underneath him. And how about these non-chasers starting to take it to the chasers here?
Yeah.
20, coming to 20 laps to go next time by. Although, oh man, Vincent gonna get really, really tight here with the 17 of Cabot side by side, almost dead even down the backstretch. Here comes help from Banks and then help to Cabot from Faircloth.
Faircloth is pushing the issue here with the 17, trying to get him back up there. You know the 80 is hungry to lead a lap.
Tell you what, this field's getting really spread out.
Yeah. You go back here, Dallas Sullivan, the last one in this pack. You got Bailey Turner in the 48 of Jeff Wright. The top 10.
And then a little bit back to Shelton, who's in 12th, about, I would say about a second behind Turner and Right, and look at that, man, I'll tell you, this racing up in the front is insane. There might be a caution here with the way these guys are racing. I'll tell you what, Shelton's got to, these guys got to either ditch Shelton or Shelton's got to get on the pedal because he is really hauling up this second pack here. And I'll tell you what, though, man, Vincent he is blocking every lane he can.
He's getting help from the 35, pulls him up next to Cabot. Now Faircloth, he's had enough. He's going to get a third line.
Yeah, and that's going to leave Cabot out to dry here. Now Cabot's going to have to get picked up by Mikulski, although Mikulski's not really there.
And right here for the 35.
Looking to the inside. Now Vincent goes to cover that down the dog leg. They'll go 18 laps to go here from Atlanta Motor Speedway in the first chase for the BTDY Cup. And I'll tell you what, man, this race has been a barn burner so far. Vincent with the lead. Banks up on the outside, second in line. Then you got Faircloth, Starling, Atkins, and now it looks like Cabot starting to get shuffled out of line. Bailey Turner and Jeff Wright are really, really far behind. The question is, they
picked up now.
They're losing the draft, and these guys might be now. They're getting side by side. It might be between these top 9.
Well, we saw Turner and Wright fall back. I think they backed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
They're going to pull the second group.
Banks shuffled out. Vincent, and here comes Faircloth for the lead. And he's going to get it, possibly. Yes, he will. Faircloth to the lead, but here comes Starling up to the outside. Banks gets put in the middle. And now Starling for the lead. Banks just gonna bounce off of them, and they save it. And now the second pack, 2.5 seconds behind, and there's still pit stops to go. Are these guys too far back? And it seems
Car
like
on the wall,
shut
81.
back into the wall.
That's going to help a little bit. We're going to subtract a car.
I don't know if Turner's trying to save fuel. I don't think you can save enough fuel.
These guys are all shuffling around now, and that's...
Yeah, I don't know what these guys are doing. If they think they can make it on fuel, hats off to them if they can, but I don't think you can on a super speedway. That's just too many laps. They're going over 8 laps over the normal distance on a super speedway. I think that's borderline impossible. And remember, there is still pit stops to go. How much longer till these guys pit? Hatchell and Golly, as well as Wright and who's that? Wright and Gimmel they've gotten to the pack. But Turner,
how did Jeff Wright do that without Turner?
I don't know, because I think he used Golly and Hatchell. Now they have caught up, but now if you're Stravato on back, they're not even close to the lead pack. They might have just killed their chances at winning this race, although there is still pit stops that can shuffle up this field. I just in disbelief at the strategy that they think can work. It's impossible. Bailey Turner is leading Ray Massey and Max Cost. I don't think he can make it on fuel, even if he saves.
It's gonna be a tight window.
I don't know how he's gonna. Yeah, I don't know how he's gonna pull that one off, especially at a racetrack like this. Although pit stops are gonna be coming up close.
They're sitting at 12 to go.
Yeah, and now this pack is getting bigger. Although the problem is AJ Stravato and Ben Bafford are 3 seconds behind the end of this tail end of this pack here. I don't think they're going to have a chance. Although they got to pit. Everybody's got to pit.
Yeah, that's Stravato around.
No! Stravato is around. No caution.
He saved it.
Oh, here we go. Pit stop. Pit stop to the front of the pack.
Cabot trying to get down.
Cabot and Faircloth, as well as Golly, is in pit road.
Wow.
They've all made it. That is amazing. Will they make it now as the rest of the pack, Hatchell and Gimmel, have left Joshua Banks? Jeff Wright is up to third, but they're going to have to pit. Banks is going to call in his crews on the wall. Fuel only. Going to be pitting. And now the most chaotic part of this race is happening. Guys coming in. Oh, no, Gimmel gets hit. And now Wright and Gimmel miss pit road. Right spinning, and he takes out. He took himself out. Jeff Wright into the inside wall, the points leader. Into the inside wall. Does he have a penalty for spinning into pit road? He has to, and the points leader is going to lose all of his points. And now the rest of the field, Mikulski, Vincent, they're coming in. Bafford, Ronis, and Hutton, Shelton, Faircloth, all pitting. Although no, Faircloth might be the leader here. But he's all by himself. The rest of the guys leaving pit road. Starling, Dice, Atkins, Sullivan, they're all leaving pit road. These are going to be the leaders, guys. These are going to be the leaders. Although Faircloth can go to the outside now. Faircloth, these are the guys racing for the win. With 8 laps to go, Faircloth gonna have to get in front of Dice, but here comes Cabot and Golly. They got a big run. They're gonna shoot to the outside. The Magic Man making magical moves for the lead. He's got it. And he'll go around Nick Starling for the lead. Here comes the rest of the field exiting pit road. It's Gimmel and Weekly and Hutton. They're gonna get past. And now Adam Cabot and Yusuf Golly have control of the race within the last 10 laps.
We got to factor a caution in here, Alec.
A caution is possible, but man, there's only 6 cars in this lead pack. Dice has an issue. Here comes Faircloth, goes to the outside. He'll try to side draft the 54 of Golly. He can't. He'll have to get back in line. He's got help from Dallas Sullivan, the other chase driver. 3 of the top 5 in the chase, coming to 6 laps to go. There's 7 or 6 cars in this pack. Oh, Dice didn't get enough fuel. Dice is out of fuel.
Uh-oh.
Mikulski doesn't have any help. This field is all spread out. 6 laps to go from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Can Golly make a charge at his teammate?
It's
Cabot?
my timing and scoring broken, Alec.
No, oh, Gemmel's saving. Yes, sorry. These top 3 are the ones saving. Can Gemmel, Weekly, or Turner make it on fuel? But look at this. Look at Caleb Weekly. He's getting help from Max Kost, his teammate. Weekly's riding at half throttle, getting pushed by his teammate. Still 5 laps to go, although Cabot just turned a 29.9. These guys are turning 33s. Although Gemmel all by himself, he just doesn't have any help. Do these guys have enough fuel?
This is a gamble.
It is, and I don't know if Bailey Turner can make, although Caleb Weekly, he's the only one that I would say is in the best spot because he's got somebody pushing him. If he runs out, can Max Kost win Caleb Weekly this race? Although the lead pack is not that far behind. And they're going to get to Turner very quick with 5 laps to go, coming to 4. Now shuffling in the pack because here comes Dallas Sullivan up, getting rid of Dennis Fairclough, going to get shuffled. And how about this? The top 2 are teammates. Then Sullivan, Starling, and Atkins are also teammates. The battle of teammates as they close up on Bailey Turner. 4 laps to go. Gemmel still out in front, but I think he's sputtering. He's out of fuel. Gemmel is out of fuel. He is losing a whole ton of pace as Bailey Turner just got passed. Now coming to 3 laps to go. Weekly with help from Kost. Caleb Weekly is going to go by for the lead. Gemmel out of fuel. Can Caleb Weekly get his first win of his BTDY career? I think he's out of fuel. And now Adam Cabot and Yusuf Ghali at full song are coming.
Oh, they're
3
swapping.
laps to go. No, they're swapping. He's going to have to push. They're coming. They're only 2 seconds behind. Can Caleb Weekly hold on? He's going to have to do it for 3 laps. Then the second pack shuffling in line, led by Adam Cabot and Yusuf Ghali. Although Weekly, he's sputtering, he's losing time. 2 laps to go from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Here comes Adam Cabot with the run. Weekly gonna hold the bottom, Cabot's gonna go high. Weekly doesn't have anything for him, and Cabot blows by. Can Yusuf Ghali do anything with the run? Kost gets out of the way. They're a lap and a half to go from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Ghali now looks up to the outside. Here comes Sullivan. Nothing there. 1 lap to go from Atlanta. Sullivan with a big push. He goes high. He goes low. Sullivan with the run. He gets to Cabot. Now he's got help from Starling. Sullivan gonna have no. Oh man, he's getting sidetracked. This might be Adam Cabot's race. Here comes the help. Sullivan down the backstretch. He goes high. He looks low. Sullivan's there. He gets a shot to Cabot. Cabot up the racetrack. He'll hold on in the middle of 3 and 4. And off the turn number 4, the first race of the BTDY chase is going to go to the Magic Man. Adam Cabot edges out Dallas Sullivan for the win in Atlanta. What a race. Dallas Sullivan comes home second. And Adam Cabot, a statement victory at Atlanta. And what a race, what an effort from Dallas Sullivan, who tried everything on the final lap. And this is it, coming to the checkered. A big run, just not enough. Down the backstretch here, with 2 laps to go, they get by Weekly. Yeah, they get by Weekly, and then right here they generated a massive run. A great job by teammate Nick Starling to get Dallas a chance into turn number 1. This is them taking the white flag, a massive run, fakes high, goes low, does a great job. Got up to Cabot here. Could have maybe went with the run to the outside, there just wasn't enough. And then right here, he got side drafted by Yusuf Ghali, but then the momentum all on the 46 side, especially given the draft. Right here, he goes high. He fakes low, and Cabot does just the right block to hold the lead. And then here, there just wasn't enough time. He needed more. He needed a big shove to get him a chance. And he comes up about a car length short. And what a race, what a finish from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Magic Man gets it done, his second win of the season. Second win of the season. And he does it in dominating. But man, what a finish. And he does it in exciting fashion. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break to talk to your winner and your top three from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Stick around for post-race interviews.
There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to after the conclusion of the Martin Sports 150 with Adam Cabot ending up victorious here after 100 laps of, oh my goodness, edge of your seat racing here from Atlanta. The super speedway-like racing did not disappoint us. We're down here in pit road with the third place finisher of tonight's race, Yusuf Ghali. Get him in here. Yusuf Ghali, brother, you got a copy?
I got you guys.
Well, brother, you come home third after what seemed to be an exciting race, and then from your point of view, got shuffled out at the end there, and you're still bringing her home P3 with Jeff Wright having a not so great points day. How does this feel going into the Christmas break?
Actually, I think this is better than I could have wished for because I think at Daytona and Talladega I finished outside the top 25. So to come to a plate race and actually like do something, I thought after I wrecked on like lap 40 it was over with, but we were able to bounce back and play some strategy and come out in P3. So I'm happy,
Yeah.
especially after
Well,
Jeff wrecking.
yeah, well, I got great news for you. You and Adam Cabot are points leaders, co-points leaders going into next week at Darlington, or 2 weeks from now in Darlington. I got to ask you, I know we had this break. Darlington, now with the new dynamic track, how do you expect that to go, especially now in the next gen as well? How are we expecting Darlington?
Loose.
Oh, it's in the next gen?
It is.
I was thinking it was in the Gen 4. Now it being in the next gen, I think that's another track we can run with Jeff and Adam, and hopefully we'll come out here with the solid points lead instead of just being tied for it. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, you just got to take it one race at a time. Just keep
In,
the car clean. You know, we got this new Mustang now, so see how that drives.
indeed. Now I got to ask you, after all that racing in the pack, how were those green flag pit stops with everybody being in a pack together and then it coming down to the end?
Uh, so me and Ben and Angela were actually planning on trying to save to make it to the end, and then I realized with I don't know 10 laps till the fuel that 10 laps left on fuel that for like a lap short, and we can't save one lap in 10 laps
Mhm.
on a super speedway. So I just threw it out the window and was like, hey, let's pit to Adam. And I think Ben and Angela were kind of hesitant to do it, so they waited a little bit longer. And you kind of see like pitting earlier was obviously the right move because I think there was a few seconds between them and I at the end.
Absolutely. Well, Yusuf, we appreciate your time. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before we close up for the night?
Uh, just the admins and you guys for putting this on again, like week in, week out. It's always fun to race with you guys.
Well, we appreciate your time, Yusuf. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we'll see you back in 2 weeks when we take off from Darlington.
Wonderful. Thanks, guys.
All right. Have a good one. And that's Yusuf Ghali, third place finisher here from Atlanta. And how about we move up to the underdog story, who finished in second and is now fourth in points, and the underdog story of the championship. Dallas Sullivan, do you got a copy, brother?
Hey, Alec, how you doing?
You we're doing good, man. You put us on the edge of our seats here. How about that? You get second, your best finish of the year, and Dallas, my friend, you are now fourth in the championship standings. Some may say you're the biggest underdog in this. Is this a statement for the rest of this season?
You never know, man. It's been a while since I've run this good in a BTDY race, so at the moment it feels pretty good, and kind of got me thinking, what can happen for the rest of these playoffs. The last couple races I felt pretty good in the next gen, and with some of these updates iRacing has put in, I can't wait to see how it drives elsewhere. I still got some work to do in the Gen 4. I just got to get that thing underneath me to really make a serious run at this. But hey, we're starting the playoffs off right, so let's see what we can do for the rest of this.
And I'm curious. I want to hear. Take us through that pit cycle, and then those final few laps. What was going on through your mind? I would say within those last 10 laps.
Yeah, so we committed to not trying to save fuel pretty early. I think you could tell, and once Adam and Yusuf peeled off, we were like, well, we might as well just bite the bullet and pit, because green flag pit stops here are pretty treacherous, so I wasn't sure exactly what to expect with the rest of the field pitting, and I just 1 point something gallons of fuel, splash and dash, and off we went, no tires, and had a pretty good pit entry, pretty good pit exit. Unfortunately, Alan got a speeding penalty there, but he helped us get up to speed, and when we came out with Adam and Yusuf, I was like, well shoot, this is the leaders right here, and I had three great teammates for a little bit, and then two great teammates with Cody and Nick. Their help, man, it's just great to have their help. And on that 2 to go, Adam and Yusuf pulled a little bit of a gap, but Nick was committed and pushed me back up there. And when I got underneath Yusuf and I saw some daylight underneath Adam, going down the back straightaway on the last lap. I thought I was going to be able to do it for a second. Adam threw a good block. That was a fair block. I didn't want to hook him or turn him or anything. That's not the way we're going to do this. But I can't be more thrilled with a P2 with this field and the guys that we run with. It feels great.
Well, we appreciate your time, Dallas. Again, congratulations on second place finish. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank?
Oh, I definitely got to shout out my parents right now watching back at home. They're both sick, so I hope they're feeling better. I hope they enjoyed that race, and big shout out to Alan, Cody, Nick. Their help this race was fantastic, and thank you, Alec and Brad. Y'all both make these broadcasts so great. So just appreciate the time that y'all put in and everything you do for our league.
Well, we appreciate you, Dallas. Again, I hope your parents are feeling better. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and a Happy New Year as well, Dallas. Congratulations on second place finish, and we'll see you in 2 weeks when we go out from Darlington.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Merry Christmas to y'all, and have a good one.
Well, we appreciate it, Dallas. Thank you, and have
Merry
a wonderful
Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas to them as well. And how about now I set it down to Bradley Cooper, who's in the Peach State Victory Lane with the Magic Man himself.
We got Adam Cabot here making a statement for the beginning of this chase, and BTDY has been make or break with every race we went to, with mixing it up in the next gen. Then we go to Gen 4. You've done well in both, and here tonight with the block down the backstretch, did you predict this race to go the way it did?
No, not at all. I mean, I was hoping I would win. That part doesn't shock me. But I mean, if you told me with 15 laps to go that we were going to not have a caution coming into this race, and that would result in me winning, that would have shocked me, because I thought I messed up big time. I took a big gamble on not saving any fuel while everyone else, around me in the points did. And I was so short of making it to the end. I thought that everyone else was going to be able to make it. And with 30 to go, 25 to go, 20 to go as the laps clicked down, I thought, oh man, like I'm going to just end up pitting by myself and finishing like 25th. And that is just not at all how it played out. I mean, my goal, I should say, my reason for staying out was I just wanted every point I could possibly get. And with getting the pole, getting a point there, leading a lap, another point there, I came into this championship like 15 behind Jeff, and he doesn't really usually give up many points. So I'm thinking I got to go for every point I can possibly get. So I wanted to get another bonus point for leading the most laps, which is why I aggressively blocked and did everything I could and didn't save fuel. But like I said, I really thought that was going to come back to bite me. And I guess everyone else, despite hard saving, still had to pit. And then shout out to Yusuf Ghali, who made the decision for us to take rights on that pit stop there. And that gave us a lot more speed, and really was pretty helpful in winning the race there. I think we still would have been fine without tires, but it made it a hell of a lot easier. And then it was pretty funny, the games we were playing with 2 to go, because I could tell he just, the cars behind him didn't have tires, so they could not get close to him and give him a push. So he couldn't break that bubble behind me. So he started lifting to try to build a run. So then I started lifting. So we're on a wide open track. It's 2 laps to go. In the last 2 laps, I'm like half throttle, which is just bizarre. But I just did not want to let him break that bubble and build a run. And in doing that, let Dallas and all those other guys build the giant run and come up in there. And I thought the block I threw on the last lap was maybe going to get me turned, but it all worked out. So and then also Jeff. I want to say I hate it for him, but I gotta be honest. Like I needed those points, so I think he maybe just threw this race to make it a little more interesting. Give me a chance at least. But yeah, end of the story, or I guess bottom line is we got a championship on our hands now.
Well, they heard last night was like the tightest battle that we've seen on VSPEED. So you guys coming out and trying to make it even better. I'm enjoying the show that you guys put on here tonight, and tighten up the points is even better. Cherry on top.
Yeah, agreed.
Tie for the points lead with you and Yusuf there, Adam.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. And I guess Jeff maybe probably fell back to third.
Yes, he is 6 points behind you.
All right, yeah, it's a battle. It's a duel from here on out.
Well, we had all of these ingredients that went into tonight, putting it all together. You've got Darlington 2 weeks from now. I know you're good at concrete tracks. Now let's go to the narrow groove with the dynamic track data. Do you think it's going to play a factor?
What car are we driving?
I believe
next
this
gen.
car.
That's unfortunate. I think that would be a great race for the Gen 4. I mean, it still might be a good race in this car, but yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I did a couple fixed races this week to try to get a feel for what's changed the dynamic track. And it seems like you move around a little bit, but the same basic principles apply when it comes to saving tires and what lines you want to run. I feel like you could probably go in and do the exact same thing you did last time at almost any track and still be successful and probably have it be the way to go. But from what I heard, maybe Darlington, the line will move a little bit lower in 3 and 4 for like 10 minutes, and then go back to where it was. Like I don't know. Like I'm hoping I'm wrong. Like I want to see this dynamic track really like take off, but it just I haven't really seen it be that much of a game changer yet.
Well, I was gonna say with lack of grip, I did get a chance in early build right after week 13 to drive off of 4 below the dotted white line at Darlington, and it did work. That was in an Xfinity car. I don't know what it's going to do in this.
Well, here's the thing, Bradley. I've been around this service long enough to know that every single time there's an update, everyone spends week 13 driving every possible lane in the world and saying dynamic track is fixed, and then all of a sudden, official racing starts, and everyone kind of.
Adam, you're right, and I'll tell you what. I did some races, and they actually might be right because we were running all over the place.
Like I said, I would never be happier to be wrong. I will gladly be wrong.
I don't know. Darlington, I don't know, because narrow, but there's hope. There's hope.
Yeah,
Cool.
where do you go on a 30-foot track?
Well,
there's not really
going to be the same, but
there's not really
in
many.
3 and 4, with the grip strips, it was the bottom, but I think now like the wall, the very very low could work. It's going to be interesting.
Yes, the Chastain line. That's what you need.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you discredit Kyle Larson's name?
Well, you know me, I'll definitely be trying lanes regardless of whether it works. And hopefully it'd be cool if we could get a car down the apron or even just down to the white line, just anything to kind of open up more grooves, especially in this car with dirty air being worse than the Gen 4. So, looking forward to it.
Well, Adam, congratulations on the first chase race victory. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out?
I'd love to give a shout out to all the blind admins who were barreling down on me on the last lap and chose not to wreck me because I thought it was going to be the revenge of the blind admins there. But luckily, we all kept it straight and we had a good finish and they were able to have a good finish too. So shout out to Dallas Sullivan for coming in second and I believe being P4 in points. So that's a pretty impressive start for him.
Yes, excellent job, Adam. Congratulations, and we look forward to 2 weeks from now. We get to call some more great BTDY racing.
Sounds good, guys.
So there's your race winner and leader of the points coming into 2 weeks from now, Adam Cabot, putting it all together into 17.
Yep, and that's Adam Cabot. Man, oh man, what a race tonight. And the Magic Man, of course, solidifying himself as you're going to have to go through him for the championship in the last 2 years. He's either won it or finished runner-up, and he might be looking to be called 2-time as well when joining the likes of the names of Seth Hatchell as the only other multi-time champion in this league. Let's go take a look at our finishing results here from the Martin Sports 150 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Adam Cabot gets his second win of the season, leads the most laps, and he wins the race. Dallas Sullivan, the underdog story of the chase, is going to come home second, and now fourth in points. Yusuf Ghali, the other now co-leader in points, comes home in third. Nick Starling, the highest finishing non-chase driver, comes home fourth. Dennis Faircloth comes home fifth. Cody Atkins
how about the positions gained by Dennis Faircloth?
Faircloth and Atkins there up more than 10, actually up more than about 14 and 15 spots. So hats off to them. And Angelo Ronis quietly comes home 7th. Ben Baffert quietly comes home in 8th. Jeremiah Vincent comes home in 9th. And Noah McCauley.
And that wasn't quiet. Vincent was noisy
quiet,
tonight.
No, Vincent was doing everything he could to be up at the front.
Moving on to 11th position, Ryan Shelton, the rookie. In 11th, Eric Hutton, one-time winner this season, going to get 12th. AJ Stravato, the Italian stallion, and your pick here tonight, is going to bring it home at 13th. I mean, we were off on the picks tonight.
We really
my
were.
pick all the way down to 18th, but Ray Massey, another rookie here in BTDY, going to get 14th. Ryan Gimmel in 15th. Caleb Weekly with the fuel strategy, 16th here tonight. Max Koss trying to help him along in 17th. Bailey Turner also on that strategy. He's going to come home in 18th. I will say that was my pick of the night. Jeff Wright, unfortunate. That spin on pit road, going to bring it home 19th. Joshua Banks in 20th.
Yes, 21st, Alan Dice. 22nd, Seth Hatchell. 23rd, Dane Cruz. 24th, Chris Samard, and Eric Gallion rounds out the field in 25th after a one caution race for 25 lead changes. What a race from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Congrats to Adam Cabin, and on behalf of all of VSPEED here tonight, Adam Baker, myself, Bradley Cooper, and many others, Eddie Smith, Connor Horn, for all that they do for VSPEED. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. We look forward to coming back, and stay tuned for this entire week for the rest of Racing Series, all on VSPEED here tonight. And we wish all of you a very happy and merry and safe New Year's and Christmas.
There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver's style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
Contact there entering turn 1.
Around goes the 9! Oh, he comes back at the track and he gets blocked! Josiah picks it up into the air!
And here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The wheel gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Dweck.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag